In light of the decision to remove government funding from Project Scotland, we interviewed one of the MSPs involved in starting the project. Can you tell us your name and what you do?
My name is Jack McConnell. I'm a member of the Scottish Parliament and I was First Minister of Scotland from 2001 to 2007.
How did Project Scotland start?
Well, when I became First Minister in 2001, one of the things I wanted to do was try and create a full-time youth volunteering programme in Scotland. I had seen it working in America and other countries, and I thought that in Scotland we should do the same, even better. And I worked with somebody called Julia Ogilvie, who is now Chair of Project Scotland, to put together the idea and then put the money in and get it all started in 2005. So it's one of the things that I'm particularly proud of from the time that I was First Minister.
Why has it been such a success?
To be honest, I think the main reason it worked so well is because although we had an idea, the actual details were worked out with young people. So the flexibility, whether you have 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or 12 months, the way of helping with expenses with a weekly amount, the kind of things that people could do when they were on Project Scotland courses and so on, they were all worked out talking to young people. So I think the main reason it worked so well is it was really designed by young people rather than by folk my age, and I think that's why it works.
What is your reaction to the funding being cut?
Well, I think if it goes ahead, I think it's almost criminal, to be honest. I think what we've got here is hundreds of young people across Scotland who would have been either hanging around doing nothing, possibly getting in trouble, certainly not making the most of their lives, getting a break, getting a chance, getting a bit of space to develop their skill and their confidence. And I think if that stops this summer, then it will be a real tragedy. And I hope, partly why I'm visiting Perth here today, and I'm going to visit other projects as well, I hope that by proving to those that are making the decisions that this is a worthwhile way of spending government money, short term and long term, then we can get the decision reversed.
Do you see this decision being reversed?
Well, I think the media sometimes give the impression that it's hard to influence politicians, that they can be a bit dogmatic and maybe not change their minds very often, and that's always true for some of them. But my experience is that if politicians get enough pressure, they can be forced to think again. And I think the case for Project Scotland is so clear. It's such a good investment in the future of Scotland. It's such a good investment in the future of young people that if it is made and young people not just write to MSPs and the ministers responsible, John Swinney, but also they invite them to come to the projects and see for themselves what's going on, then I think it's possible to change this decision and influence what the ministers do.
What benefits does volunteering with Project Scotland bring?
Well, the thing about Project Scotland volunteers is that they are developing themselves, point number one. Everybody who's met or worked with a Project Scotland volunteer at the beginning of their time and then at the end says that they have changed in that time. The young people themselves say they've changed, but the people that are with them say they've changed as well. But the other thing, of course, is that they're helping lots of others as well. So, for example, here in Perth with the street sports, it's not just the people on Project Scotland who are helping with street sports who are improving their lives and getting on and building up their confidence. It's all the young people that are taking part in the street sports that wouldn't exist otherwise that are helping as well. So, I think I see a huge difference, and I can see, I spent a lot of time with young people and I was a teacher, and I think I know a lot about where young people are at, and I can see in the young people that I meet that they would have been less confident and less able to talk to me 6 months ago than they are today. And I think that's a very, very positive thing. It's not just a positive thing for them, it's for their families, for their communities and for Scotland.
Why is Project Scotland worth saving?
I think the three things that are motivating me to keep this campaign going and to try and and make sure Project Scotland stays in place are, first of all, the direct benefit to the hundreds of young people, thousands over a few years, that will go through Project Scotland. The second thing is the benefit for the other young people, perhaps the people of other ages, who benefit from what the Project Scotland volunteers do, and so that's important. And the third thing is it's about what kind of society we are. We as a society nowadays, we can be hellishly selfish and a bit lost at times. And I think volunteering, making a contribution, working with other people, doing something in your community, doesn't just make you a better person, it makes the community a better place. And if that can happen in every community across Scotland as a whole, then it makes Scotland a better place as well.
What does the future hold for Project Scotland?
Well, at the moment that depends on a decision by government ministers sometime in the next 6 months, but I believe the case is solid and persuasive. I think we will convince them to put money back in again, and I'm certainly not going to rest until we do that.
Those were the views of Jack McConnell. If you would like to find out more information on this matter, please visit www.projectscotland.co.uk.